Hello, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's reads. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them, of course. This is on channel James13 Wicca on YouTube, of course. For the main part of the reading for the tarot part, I'm using a deck by Denise Jarvie, artwork by Tony Carmine Salerno. Here's the front. The Art of Love Tarot. Skipped a beat on that one, didn't I? The website is blueangelonline.com if you want to check it out. It's there at the bottom. Hopefully you can see that. Supportive Oracle Cards, Spellcasting Oracle Cards by Flavia, Barbara, and Lizbeth. There are their full names down there if you want to see how to spell them correctly. There's also a few websites on the back here. SheWhoIsArt.com always sticks out to me. Whatever works for you, go ahead and search that deck down if you're interested, of course. And for the dice, the game dice I use are from MathArtFun.com, which were a gift, which I'm very thankful for. So if you want, I have a 22-sided dice. I use 22 as 0, so I just, there's 21 cards, including, 22, including the Fool. Instead of 0, I use 22 for the Fool. A 14-sided dice for the card for the Minor Arcana, and then a 4-sided dice for the element that goes with it. That's what I have for that. Alright, that being said, if you want a reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below, same email. Thank you very much for watching, and let's go into your reading. Hello, Cancer. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. These readings are valid for whenever you come to them. That being said, what do we have for Cancer? Healing right off the bat. Okay. Seven of Hearts, which is ideas and possibilities. Divine Order. And then the Three of Hearts at the very end. Knight of Hearts over here to the side. Got a lot of people behind them too. Knight of Hearts. Hearts in this deck are cups. Angels are swords, trees are pentacles, and stars are wands, fire, in case you're wondering. Okay. Justice is trying to play out here. So, whatever the situation is, there's a lot going on. Some of the truth is out there, but not all of it. And more of the truth is trying to come up through the surface is what I'm getting. This a lot of times talks about the Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is like stress, but success through stress. That's how I usually... This says something about hoarding. Well, I do feel like it's struggling to get the truth out there, but it's coming. It's coming. And it's not all stuff that we want to know. It's stuff that we need to know. I feel like whatever the situation is, you just kind of roll with it in the moment. As it shows up, I do with it what I have to do. This showed up, okay, this is happening, I do with it what I have to do. Okay, that happened, okay, I'll just handle it the way I need to handle it. And I do what I have to in the moment. The situation does seem a little bit like, I like to use the term popcorn. When I was a kid, I used to do it on the stove, and it would sometimes pop all over the place. I think my father even had like one of those electric things. You put the plastic top over it, and you could see it bouncing all over, and of course we would open it too soon, and ping, ping, ping. So it's just like uncontrollable, all over the place energy is kind of how I equate to that, and that's how this feels. Three of Wands and the Four of Wands. It just seems like this is just how it goes. It's always how it goes. This situation is always like this, which might be another reason why you just kind of like, as it happens, you just roll with it as you need to, because if you try to slow down and try to figure out what, why, where, when, by the time you get even halfway through that, 3 more situations have come and gone. So it's kind of like I don't have the luxury of sitting down and figuring it out, because it's always popping all over the place. I do pay attention, though. I get that. And I feel like what's going on, you definitely do pay attention. So you try to gain information where you can. It seems like a lot keeps going. So it's like I definitely try to, and there is some success in that. I'm noticing the blue butterfly. So the blue butterfly for me, what I keep getting, and it's showing it in the solar plexus for this angel. So is that the solar plexus or is that the sacral? That may be more the sacral than the solar plexus. So it feels more sacral the more I think of it. Which, it's interesting, the sacral chakra is orange. And we're seeing this dark blue color here on that, and the angel. What it's telling me is that, you are trying to talk to the situation. You're trying to not destroy it, but you're trying to save it. You're trying to make it more secure, but you're also trying to communicate about it where you can. But you're very careful about what you're doing. And a lot of it becomes more of like you gaining information. You try to share it where it seems like it won't create harm, but you're very careful. And a lot of times I feel like what happens is it's a resulting in you getting people talking and telling you things, and you're like, okay, that's what's going on there. Okay. And you're like kind of more absorbing it and using it appropriately than actually able to share it. I feel like you're very careful how you share the information. There is a lot of healing here, but justice is constantly trying to come forward in the Emperor. These are interesting cards. I'll get into them by themselves. So there is healing here, and you are having a very good effect. So that's a good thing. We like this, right? You like this. I feel like you might be questioning, like, is it healing? Because I keep trying, and I keep trying to make long-term things go better, but is it really working? I feel like you might be questioning that. Is it really? Because sometimes I question that. And this is why you're questioning it. These are interesting. This, to me, talks about a full moon energy to me. Sometimes the Emperor talks about Aries. Sometimes Justice talks about Libra. These are opposites on the zodiac. When a full moon comes in, it's usually whatever the sun sign is, the moon is in the opposite sign during the full moon. So, all time, anyway. Both of these are interested in the truth, but they have totally different ways of going about it. The Emperor goes forward like guns a-blazing, like this is done, we're sick of dealing with this. It may be rough, but let's deal with it. If we have to argue it out, if we have to scream it out, then let's scream it out. The Justice card, the Libra energy is kind of like, listen, we don't have to fight. Let's just talk it out. Let's find out the truth. And then let's smooth it over. And then let's fix what needs to be fixed. Let's be nice to each other. We don't have to rip each other apart, but let's fix it. Different ways about getting to the truth, actually. Different ways. Both interested in the truth and tend to not really agree. The Emperor tends to think that the Justice way or the Libra way of doing things is a bit BS. Too much BS. They don't like it. They're just like, let's just get in there and rip it out and fix, and then just start anew. Sometimes. And the Libra energy is more like, listen, nobody has to be beat to death over this. Let's just kind of get into it, give it time, figure it out, get the truth, and correct it in the way, whatever makes, we don't have to like make anybody the bad guy. I tend to think of Libra that way. So I feel like this might be like the thunderstorm you're dealing with like sometimes it's very brutal, sometimes it's very diplomatic. People are trying to do their best with it, but it may seem contradictory at times. It's kind of like, you want peace, yet you're coming in here screaming. You want the truth to come out, yet you're appeasing people so much that you're making them believe that there's a chance that there's not that there's really not a chance for here. It's kind of like left and right. People around this situation are in and out. I feel like you're being very careful. I feel like I really do care about people here, and I'm trying for more answers, and sometimes I know things that I feel like I can't say what I know because I'm afraid of where that's going to go next. I'm not confident that people are going to be nice. I'm kind of worried that it's going to get worse if I say what I know for a few different reasons. We got a lot of up and down. Like, it's very like a very rough sea, I guess is the best way I would put it. Now, whatever the situation is, we're coming to this next part of the situation, this next evolution of it, if you will. People are like really looking to fix this. But the thing is, they're going to make a wholehearted effort, and then they're like, that's the best I can do, and they're going to step out, is what I'm getting. That's the best I can do. Like, it's weird. I'm seeing the Six of Swords here, kind of like, I'm going to try to get in there. I'm going to do the best I can do. I do care, but this is all I can do, and I got to go. And that's, I don't know how to explain that. It's very interesting. Like, people coming in, doing their best, and like, listen, they were out, they were without a house. We helped them build the house, and that's all I can do. Got to go. Meanwhile, the reason the house was missing, or the reason the house burnt down, if you will, that the upkeep of the house, the paying for the mortgage, the paying for the light bill, the paying for the taxes, that all that stuff is not being looked at. There used to be a show like that where people would win these houses who needed them, but then you'd find out years later they couldn't afford to upkeep the house or pay for the taxes on the house. They didn't have the money to do so, so they lost the house. So it's kind of like there's good effort, there's good energy coming into it, but like there's leaving a lot to be desired here. Now, that's, I feel like, how you're going to view it. It's kind of like there's more that needs to happen here. When this next evolution comes in, it's very ironic that you're going to see it. I don't know if you're going to be able to do this, because I'm seeing what they're saying is don't get involved in it at that point. When other people do their best to make the situation better and then they go, they're saying you should go too. Don't stick in it. Don't do this, because that's your card. That's the 7. That's the Chariot in normal decks. And the average tarot deck, this is the Chariot. And you're going to want to stick right in it and help them get all the way through, kind of like, okay, they're going to need help trying to find a way to pay for the taxes and pay for the light bill and upkeep of the property, and I want to be a part of that because I want them to succeed. It makes total sense why you'd want to. The thing is, by doing this, it perpetuates the situation. What they're saying to do is step out of the situation. This card literally says retreat. The retreat sometimes talks about the hermit energy. Step back. You're not going to completely step out of it. Empower these people to help themselves, but don't do it for them. Because when I see this card coming in, I feel like you're going to do it for them. They're saying you can't. Don't try to raise that money for them. Don't try to fix that door that fell off the hinge yourself. Tell them, here's a place you can apply for more money. You can apply for help here, or maybe somebody needs a job. You can apply for a job here. I'll be a reference, maybe. That door needs to be fixed. Say, oh, you know what? Here's a YouTube channel. Here's a couple. Here's where you can get those supplies fairly cheaply. Just watch a couple of these videos, get the tools you need. In fact, you can borrow a couple of my tools or a couple of this other person's tools. You need to fix that door yourself. Don't fix the door for them. Get them to fix the door themselves. That's what they're saying to do. Step back and, talk to it. Not constantly, but, for example, if they have kids and they need people to watch their kids, don't watch their kids. Give them ideas about how to do things different, or where they can find people to do things differently. Oh, there's an after-school program. Sign them up for this program. They'll be there for a couple hours. By the time those couple hours are up, you'll be out of work. You can pick them up, sign them up for that after-school program. It may seem weird, especially if you're a grandparent for some reason, but it's kind of like this is beneficial for them. They might get something out of that situation they normally wouldn't get. It may seem counterintuitive to you at first, but it may be the best thing to happen. That's the advice for that. Whatever the situation goes towards next, the people involved in it are not going to like it. But I'm getting, this is what's going to bring forth the truth. This is what's going to bring forth justice. This is what's going to heal the situation. They're not going to like it. But you know what? Sometimes we have to go through healing that we don't like to really, truly heal. I don't know that it'll be hard for you directly. It'll probably be hard for you indirectly, but you'll also, I feel like you'll see it in this same light that you're seeing right here. It doesn't seem very happy. It doesn't look very comfortable to go through, but at the same time, you're like, yeah, but this will actually fix it. This will make it better in the long run. This will actually correct the whole situation. They don't like how it's going, but they're also the people making the decisions that keep them in this cycle, or multiple cycles. They're making those decisions, keeping themselves in these cycles. I don't have the ability to make those decisions. They're the ones running their own lives. By them going through this and deciding they don't like how this is playing out, This is where they're going to make different decisions. This is where they're going to be empowered to do that and realize they need to do that because other people aren't going to pick up the pieces anymore. They need to make different decisions. It's painful, but ultimately what I'm getting is harmony. Does this say harmony on this? It says joy. Joy, love, three of cups. Three of Cups is getting along. Things can be a lot better. It's ironic that it has to go this route because whatever's going on here and you keep trying to help and you keep trying to make things better, and please take this with a grain of salt, it feels like it's going, if it hasn't yet, it will hit a part of more enabling than healing. Currently the energy is healing, but it won't stay that way at the moment. It won't stay where it is at the moment forever. It will go into an enabling stage. When people move forward to help them do better and help them change their situation, and then they recede, you need to recede with them. And then give verbal, talk to it, don't do it. Again, tell them how to do it. You know, they want to make a cake, for example. Tell them, you can do it from scratch. Here's where you can find the recipe online. Here's where you can find, on YouTube, they'll show you how to fold things in. If it says fold things in, watch that video. They'll show you how to do it. It'll show you where to put it in the oven. It'll show you, how to choose your temperature and, what type of ways you want to do it and how to practice. Just don't make that cake for them. That's all. It seems easy to do, on paper it looks easy, but I'm getting, Cancer has a big heart. I know Cancer has a big heart. And it's kind of like, when you could just make that cake, just to make it really simple, you could just do it. You know how to do it. You know how to do it, and you know how to do it really well. You could just do it. And you're like, but I could just do it. But they don't learn that way. And for the ultimate outcome of that love you want for the situation, for the great outcome you want, it's the school of hard knocks. It is, but it looks like they'll have that great outcome. It's worth it. Anything else? All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.